Morning, everybody. This is Dhanashekaran, a retired Deputy Director from Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board. Wants to talk about something about volatiles emissions and its effects on in a refinery area. In Chennai, North Chennai, we do have a refinery called Manali Petrochemical or Chennai Petrochemical Refinery. Okay. So what is the ambient contribution from a refinery and what is the important parameter of concern which has to be looked into and action to be taken? Today and also previous days, no action has been taken on volatile emission because there is no standards. That is the first reason. And the National Ambient Air Quality Standards doesn't specify any standards for volatiles in ambient air. It just presents for ozone, which is a secondary pollutant formed because of volatiles in ambient air. Here, I would like to show some data which I have done early in 2015 on the levels of methane and non-methane hydrocarbons in the ambient air at the continuous ambient air quality data collected by Central Pollution Control Board. Today, those analyzers are not working and henceforth these parameters are not monitored. So what I have done or what I have collected in the year 2015, I want to present it now. And also I would like to say the levels, what it's exhibited at Manali station. And also the point that I want to travel is all refineries in and around, this will be a similar case. But nowhere in our country, India, these pollutants are monitored. They are only monitored for PM10 and PM2.5, SO2, NO2, ozone, which are all non-significant parameters for this type of a refinery or a petrochemical industry. This is the point that I want to stress and say that if these pollutants exhibit in the ambient air, what are all the effects? The effects are they are carcinogenic in nature. They can cause cancer to the living population which are breathing this quality of air. So in and around Manali, the new Manali area, the North Chennai and the surrounding areas, the possibility of them exposed to these type of hydrocarbons in ambient air has a higher vulnerability to cause cancer. That is the point that I want to traverse. Okay, here is the data. At Manali station, the Central Pollution Control Board monitors continuous ambient air quality. It is monitoring in the state of Tamil Nadu. It is in an industrial residential area. The lat long is given. These are all the total parameters that is being monitored at this continuous ambient air quality monitoring station. PM 2.5, SO2, carbon monoxide, NO, NOx, NO2, ammonia, methane, non-methane, total hydrocarbon. This is I'm talking about in 2015. Today, these analyzers are non-functionable and we don't have any data. You can check the online monitoring data published by the Central Pollution Control Board. And meteorological parameters such as relative humidity, wind speed, wind direction, vertical wind speed, solar radiation, and pressure. Here is the methane data from Jan to December 2015, where I am presenting the 10th in percentile. Okay, the 10th, 50th, 70th, 90th, 98th, minimum, maximum, standard deviation, average, and available data days. So the data that was available was found to be nearly 100%, except for the month of February, it was 64%, and December 83%. Otherwise, 100% data was available. So it is a very good data to do some statistical analysis and say that what are the levels it exhibited. The average level was found to be around 1,167, 1,150, say around 1,200 was the 1,100 to 200 was the average level exhibited in micrograms per meter cube of methane in the environment of in and around a refinery. and the standard deviations are given. I will not go into that. You can go into the details. The data are available. The maximum value are recorded are also given here. The minimum value is recorded is given here. The 98th percentile is 98% of the time the values were exhibiting at around 1200 to 1300, while 2% of the values were greater than this shown value. Okay, so the 50th and the 70th percentile shows more or less the average value which existed in the environment around 1168 to 1192. So 1100. So it was very, very narrow. You can see 1000. It was more than 1100 and more than 1150. That was the level in which it existed always in the environment. That is the point that I want to tell here. The methane levels. Next. This is the percentile graph that I have shown. In the month of April, May, June, July, it has increased about toward 1000 to nearly 2000 to 250 of the average level, 50th to 70th percentile in Manali. The 90th and the 98th percentile, which is something like the maximum value, it showed around 1200 to 1250. That is the level of microgram per meter cube. You must imagine, while our standards for PM10 is 100 microgram, your standard for PM2.5 is 60 microgram. Your standard for ozone is for 1 hour, it is 180 microgram. Your standard for ozone for 1 hour is 100 microgram per meter cube. All are very low. And here you see the methane levels are in 1200 to 1250 microgram per meter cube, unrecognized, not noticed, no action taken, no legal attribute has been given to such valuable parameters, which is having a significant on the environment and the living people around it. This is a very clear case showing that the diurnal plot shows around 8 o'clock till evening 7 o'clock, the pollution is happening. This is showing, this is a very clear, very good case study for point source of pollution. That means the source is coming from only one point, and that is from the emission stacks of the refineries, which are emitting methane, and that is happening daily, every day from 7 to 7, and it ranges between 1180 to 1200 microgram per meter cube. This is the outcome of the reading that is shown from this data. Then the minimum and maximum value, which I need not explain, which I've already given in detail. This is a very, very important point. That is daily exposure throughout the year. 365 days, it's ranging around 1200 microgram per meter cube for methane. Then coming for non-methane hydrocarbons, that is other than methane, this is comprising of all other carbon atoms. Methane is CH4, okay. While this is comprising of all other than, except for methane, all the parameters comprehensively, which are all having an ionization potential to read this type of hydrocarbon are galvanized and red, and the heading given to which called non-methane hydrocarbon. Here also I did a 10th, 50th, 70th, 90th, 98th percentile analysis plus minimum and maximum standard deviation and an average value and the data density. The data density also shows the same like what we have seen in methane, around 100 to 83 to 64%. It's a very good data to take for an analysis. And the range, average range was found to be 1200 in certain months, 1400 in certain months, and 1300 in certain months. So 1200 to 1400 microgram per meter cube of non-methane hydrocarbon where in the ambient air and people have been exposed to this. All flora, fauna has been exposed to this where there is no standards. So you have a liberty to pollute and they are polluting. This is the point that I want to convey. Okay. And the data is taken from Jan to December 2015. Presently, 2023, no data is available for non-methane hydrocarbon. A few locations in Delhi have it. but no one is bothered about any of these monitoring. We went on to talk about black carbon. Okay, we are still to have standards for volatile, take action on it, save the people for it. But we went on to talk about finer things of PM1 and black carbon. See, we are becoming too intelligent. Try to solve with what issues that we have right now. Then go in for finer issues. Don't try to prove that you know everything. Instead of that, try to handle what is the situation around you. Find the solution for it. Solve the solution. Then go to the next step. Next step. Don't look at others. Everywhere it will look green. We have a saying in Tamil Nadu. Toorathu Pachai. That means from everywhere you see it will look green. When you go there, it will be dry. The same way, all the regulators, all the environmentalists, they are always looking at the western side, the eastern side, the others. They don't look into their problems. They don't look into what's the solution to the issues. That they want to see they have it, the other man has. Don't look into other hands. Try to have solution to what we have. We have this much of data. What action did you take? That is a question you should raise. And what is the regulatory body doing? This is the question that you raise. Today also there is an accident in Manali and there is an emission. And it is just seen as a fire, that's all. And treatment is given to fire treatment. Put water, close it and shut it. The emission, forget it because no standards. Okay. So this is what is happening throughout. Not only in Delhi, in Ankleshwar, everywhere this is what is happening. So this is a video that I'm making as an eye opener that for people to recognize, look into what are all the specific parameters to be looked into when it is volatile is concerned. Here, it is not PM10 and PM2.5 is a concern in a refinery. They don't do any parameters recognition. They do refinery. They do. They are handling volatiles. They are from crude. They are derivating different types of fractionates like petroleum products, LPG, hydrocarbons, diesel, and other things. Here, the problem or the issue is hydrocarbons. Do you have standards? Do you have any action that you have taken on it? No, because no standards. And have it on the emission side? Yes, we do have it on the emission side. Are they monitoring properly? None of the data are correct. You just check it. So this is the 50th or the 70th or the average values. It ranged around 1,400 to 1,450 microgram per meter cube. The maximum or the 90th and the 98th percentile went around nearly 1,600 to 1,700 microgram per meter cube for your information, please. And this is happening all days. And the daily non-methane hydrocarbon levels, it showed higher from 12 o'clock night and it went up to a peak in the early morning and it subsided. So this is the range in which it is happening. And in the evening up to 23 hours, that is 11 o'clock, the values range between 1,400 microgram per meter cube daily, all days, 365 days. This is the exposure level. And this is the minimum and maximum value. Here I stop and I want to leave this information as an eye-opener to everybody to look into, to understand, to share, and to understand what is the real solution that can be given to the problem. Thank you, everyone.